Alright guys, so here we're working on the 2001 Toyota Solara, the SLE V6, will convert. Customer clearly has an issue with the radiator there, so we're going to go ahead and replace this whole radiator. Show you guys how to get it started. First, we're going to get on the ground underneath it. So the first thing you're going to do when you get under here is you're going to remove this whole plate right here. This plate with those 10 millimeters right there. Your drain plug, and you're going to empty into your apparatus so everything leaks out. Usually there's going to be some extra in this plug. There you go. Gonna let that all drain out, and then right after that you're gonna pull all your sensors for your fans. I'll show you that in just 1 second here. And while you wait for that to drain, if you want to be proactive, you can just pull your little tabs off right here. This one, and of course this one here. You're going to want to drain those into it as well. And then you're going to pull your sensors here. And then the other sensor right over here, which I'll show you in just a minute when we get to it. So as we get started, you're going to pull this cap. Obviously, easily when you do it, inspect it. This one looks good, so we're just going to set it aside. No big deal. Now we're going underneath. So as you pull those ones off, like this one here, you can see where it was. If it's real stuck, like it's been on here a while, which this one seems as it has, you can just take your pick, real carefully get up underneath here and pry it apart. So you just want to be real careful because you really don't want to rip any of your lines or anything like that. You want to try to utilize these again. So, just a pro tip, when you pull these off, what I like to do, as some of the transmission fluid is still going to leak, I take this on here, put your rag around it, and then I get my little zippy, and I'm going to zippy it up to it. So, after you got those, see, just helps keep the excess on there. Clear the line, obviously it's going to leak out into your apparatus here. Now we're going to move on. These guys right here, these are your little connectors. We're going to pull those, follow the line here. You have right behind here this little connector that goes through it. It pops right out, easy peasy. And then as you see right behind here, there's one more right there to unplug. So now right here, you're going to pull the bolt right here off the fan. So as you can see from under here, it's right there. And the same thing on this side, you got your other one right over there. So you're going to pull those, and you don't have to worry about these because that's going to slide out later. So. All right, now that we got those done, we get to come back up here. We're going to go ahead and disconnect this hose, and then you're going to pull the bolts right here off of your fans and the one over here. So once you pour those full, those will come right out. Alright, so now that you got these bolts out, you can unplug this right here, this connector. You have the same connector over here on this side. You're going to pull those bolts, and this is going to come right out. So when you pull these out, just be mindful of the fans there. Set them aside for now. This one, there's also another plug, counter to this one, right down there. So it's easier if you just slide this over. Now see how simple it is to get to that plug, and this will slide right out. Right after you pull those, set the plugs to the side. You're going to pull these guys right here. 2 12s, it's going to release. So, as you pull them out, you can now set it next to the old one here, next to the new one. Most of it, if you bought the good one, should come with all the stuff that you need, so you don't have to relocate any of those lines, which is awesome. The only thing you will have to do is right here. You're going to have to get your sensor location from that one, twist it right into there. It's a pretty simple process, guys. Now when you pull it, just give it a check, make sure it's all good. Clean it off a little bit here. There it goes. And we're just gonna plug it right up into the new one. All right, so after you pull that, I just put the other original plug back in there. Then you're gonna want your little mounts. These guys just pop right off. And they're gonna go on the bottom of those new ones. We're gonna open it up, slide it in. So for me, it's easier to take these off and then slide it just like that one right down in there. So you just put it right in its place. So when you slide these in, you're gonna put them right into that location. Okay, back to work. All right, guys, so now you're gonna wanna bolt these back up. It's gonna go into your little bobble here. No worries. 12s, put it back on. Now, we're gonna go ahead and put the fans back in here. Pro tip to make it easy, you have a metal shroud and you have a plastic. The metal shroud is always gonna go on the passenger side. So, as you set these in here, just leave them loose because we're gonna go underneath to fit everything in from there. See, so this one, we're gonna line it up here. We're gonna line these up here as well. Then we'll plug everything up. So pro tip, guys, when you put these back on, put them in the same exact grooves that you had when you took them off. Plug your line up here. Pull the other one, plug it back in here. Make sure you plug that in. You'll hear the click. Double check your drain plug just to be sure, because who knows where it comes from the factory. Now, when you get those all hooked up, everything's on there, you're plugged in good like we said, you can put your plate back on. All right, now you got the plate back on, all bolted in, good to go. All right, so after you got those in, no problem there. You can pull the one bolt here and take this line off, or you can suction this out. I like to get rid of all the old stuff and just put all brand new in there. Personal preference, but don't mix this old nasty stuff that could have been heated many times with brand new stuff. And one more bolt right down there. Just get your extension, both 10 millimeters, so pretty easy to come off. So once you fill it up in there, obviously you want to have the heater on full blast. Have that going, make sure the hot air is getting hot. It's getting warm, so we're gonna wait here until it warms up enough. And we want to make sure the thermostat opens and those fans kick on. All right, guys, so now it is all complete. This particular one needed a cap also, but it looked good. It's spring loaded, did have some sediment underneath it. Put it in, kind of let it burp its system through. Decided, you know what, for the couple bucks, I might as well just put a new cap in there and call it done. So that's what we did. It is running great, idling well, runs well. Everything on this thing is top notch. Now, this thing is cool, ice cold AC, hot heat. She's ready to go.